wrong link. It's okay. I think we can. All right. So, hi everybody. How are you? It's good to see everyone. I appreciate you guys jumping on to watch. If I can just ask one favor, if everyone could put themselves on mute, so the background noise. One of the things I've been having trouble with is my own attentional problems. So when I hear things in the background, I get all freaked out. So anyways, so we've got a little program planned for you, and I know that there's a lot of unanswered questions out there, and we'll talk a lot about what we think school could look like next year. But we're also going to talk about what the kindergarten program is, anyways, as we stand. So it'll be really, it's really nice that we're still able to kind of do this, because this is always like a part of our school year. Parents would come into school, the kids would go to meet their teachers, and they would, we would do some cognitive testing on the kids. And then we would decide how we would place them, and I could go over everything that the parents needed to hear before school starts. So we're still going to do that. In some cases, we're going to talk about things that would have happened any school year, and then in other cases, we're going to talk about what we sort of know, what kind of changes could be for next year, and I'll get into that. So first off, I'd just like to introduce the whole kindergarten and school team that you guys will get to know next year. So the first is Liz Coughlin, kindergarten teacher.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Vets. Happy to see you.
And our other kindergarten teacher, Carolyn Doolin.
Hello, excited for the school year to begin. See you all.
Kindergarten paraprofessional, Andrea Muchler.
Hello, nice to see you.
And our other kindergarten paraprofessional, Vince Bertolino. Okay, she waved, we can't hear you. Reading coach, Christy Lambert.
Hi, everybody.
Math coach, Janet Donovan.
Welcome, nice to see you all.
Two other people that will be really, really important to you are Mimi Davis, the school secretary.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all.
Karen Huey, our school nurse.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And our behavioral paraprofessional, Josephine Paul.
Hi, nice to see you all.
And she loves kindergartners. Don't be scared of her. She takes good care of them. All right, so I'm going to do a little presentation for you. And you'll have a chance to ask some questions at the end. And we'll hopefully get you guys off on a good foot here. So let's see here. Alrighty. Okay, can everyone see that? Now I gotta go back.
Yes, this looks great.
Okay. You'd think I'd have this all figured out. Okay, so the agenda for today is you just met our K team. I'm going to do a little thing called Everything You Wanted to Know About Veterans, but we're afraid to ask. Our school nurse, Karen's going to go over health information for you, things you might need to have for her. We'll go over our reading program at Veterans with Ms. Lambert, talk about our math program at Veterans with Ms. Donovan, about our parent-teacher organization with Ms. Lambert, who's also a parent at our school. And then, of course, we'll give you a chance to ask any and all questions that you may have. So first off, uncertain times. We are currently waiting. I'm sure you've been seeing on the news, everybody is waiting to hear what the Department of Education is going to tell us about what school's going to look like in September. And we still have not got a lot of direction just yet. What we do think is that it's going to be sort of a combination between being in school and then being at home doing some type of remote learning, but I don't know how many days or anything like that. So things are going to look very different. So normally on this day, if you were to come into the school, we would be screening your child with a whole bunch of other kindergartners, soon to be kindergartners, and we'd be giving them just some tests, talking to them, seeing what the best fit for a classroom would be for them. Unfortunately, we can't do that. The buildings are still closed. And of course, social distancing guidance is keeping us from getting the kids into the building just yet. So we're going to have to wait on student placement. So what we're thinking is that when school starts, we'll do our screening the first week of school. And then from there, by the second week of school, we'll decide which teacher, either Miss Coughlin or Miss Doolin, will decide which teacher your child will have. So that's a little bit different than the way we've done it in the past. But in some ways, it might be good too, because it gives your child a couple of months to mature a little bit, and we'll have a better picture on our placement. So this might be one of those unintended consequences that might be something we end up doing for forever after that. But so normally you would get a letter from me in July that would give you the name of your child's teacher, but that won't be happening this year. So the student start date, we know that all kids are going to be starting, that school is going to be starting September 1. But we're still thinking about how we want to start, what day we want to start the kindergartners. I'll have more information for you on that probably by the end of the month, to let you know what the exact day will be when your child will start. But right now it's a little bit to be decided. I know that September 14th, they were thinking about giving that a state holiday, but that was going to be for the Boston Marathon. And now that they've canceled the Boston Marathon, I'm not so sure that they're going to have that day off. So we'll have to see about that. But I will totally keep you in the loop. So this information that I'm giving you is all kind of up in the air a little bit. So this is how the school runs pre-COVID-19. So although I don't see the time of the days changing or anything like that. The school day is from 9 to 3 every day, Monday through Friday. So when I say 9 o'clock, that means your child has to be inside the building at 9 o'clock. So we have a pretty strict deadline on that. 9:01, we let slide. 9:02, you're tardy. So we're pretty strict about that. The school is open to students beginning at 8 a.m. though, so for working parents. The kids usually come in, we're serving breakfast. We serve breakfast every day, and it's free to all students. And the breakfast is really good. And we're really proud about the breakfast program. We get about 120 kids there on average every day. We play music. Miss Paul and I are in there. It's actually kind of the highlight of my day anyways. I know the kids like it. And it's really good for working parents to get their kids in. The YMCA program runs after school inside the Veterans School. And that runs until 6 o'clock every night, Monday through Friday. If your child is going to Pathways, we have a bus from the school that goes directly to Pathways right after school. And again, we serve breakfast and we serve lunch. So for academic programs, Veteran School has the same academic programs that all the other elementary schools have. So the reading program is the same at Beeman, Plum Cove, East Gloucester. It's all the same. So our teachers are trained in the same program. So we have reading, we have math, we have science. We started a new program last year. Social studies, and that's kind of for these kindergartners, it's kind of the study of their community, what people can help them, who helps the community run. They can make trips to the library, the fire station. So that's kind of sort of about what they're learning. We also are big believers in what we call choice time. And choice time is comes at the end of the school day, and it's like free play time within the classroom. And we know that children learn so much during play. They learn how to share, they learn how to work out problems. And this isn't a time when the teachers are just kind of, not that they ever do, but they kick back and sort of watch. No, the teachers are really involved, working with the kids, talking to them, helping them to solve problems, interacting with them, building those really, really important relationships, helping kids get friends, all the really important times. So that's something that they have every day. They have art once a week for 40 minutes. They have music twice a week for 30 minutes each time. They have physical education 3 times a week, 30 minutes too. And we know that physical education is going to be really, really important when the kids get back after this long layoff, so they can sort of get out, run around, and that type of stuff. We have a program at our school. It's called Second Steps, and that's a social emotional program, and that teaches kids about empathy, what to do when you're angry about something, how to manage your emotions, how to understand other people's points of view. That goes on, that starts in kindergarten. It goes all 6 years while they're here at school. That's taught once a week. The kindergarten teachers do yoga practice with the kids. They do meditation. We're really into, at Veterans, taking care of that sort of emotional part of a student's day and a student's life. I always like talking about recess, lunch, and snack because they've done studies with kindergartners, and they always ask, like, kids going into kindergarten, like, what is the thing you're worried the most about? And it's not like getting lost, or it's actually their number one worry is, will I get fed? And I always think that's funny, but that's what they worry about the most, is if someone's going to feed them. So you can tell them that they get a 20-minute lunch, but first we do recess. So they have 20 minutes of recess, and that occurs right before their lunchtime. Outside, if it's not raining and it's over 24 degrees out. 24 is my sort of benchmark. Otherwise, it's too cold. And then they have their lunch, which they can bring from home, or you can get it here at school. And I have to tell you, the food here is really, really good. Most kids eat their lunch here at school. And it's easier for you, so don't pass it up. That's what I say. And then, of course, they have snack time. As far as recess goes, we have noon supervisors outside who monitor the kids. The classroom teachers have a lot of freedom to take their kids out too if they want to read a book with them, walk them around, and even on like a Friday afternoon, if they want to let the kids get out there to let off some steam, they'll do that too. Sometimes it could be a reward that they earn. So we're not averse to letting them get outside and get their exercise. And I think everyone's really realizing that that'll be extra important when we get back to school. We also have a lot of fun stuff at Veterans. And the first is we have a Monday morning meeting, and that's where the whole school comes together every Monday. And we go to the gymnasium, and you can see these little kids here. They're doing a presentation about reading at home. So classrooms can show off what they're doing. We give out awards. We recognize kids for things that they've done. It's really a nice, really nice time for everyone, and very community building. We have Eagle tickets, which we give out at Monday morning meeting, and that's something that if a student shows that they're getting their work done, they're moving on, and they're letting things go, the teacher can recognize them. Anyone in the building can recognize a kid for doing that. And then we have a big drawing, and whatever kid wins it is recognized, and then their whole class gets a prize. So that's really a great thing. We also do copying good. Again, this is if a teacher sees a kid doing something kind for someone else, or doing something kind for the school or their teacher, we recognize them and they get a pencil. And we do that every week as well. Unfortunately, we're not doing it this year, but we have a spelling bee, which is very popular. It's one of my favorite events of the year. And I can tell you that over the years, we've had a couple of kindergartners come very, very close to winning the spelling bee. So pretty amazing. We have Music Fridays. Every Friday at lunch, I'll play music for the kids. It's kind of by request, as long as it's an appropriate song, but that's a really lot of fun for the kids. We do the Super Bowl of Math, which happens right around the Super Bowl. And it's a mathematics competition. For the day we got out of school in March, we had who could name the most numbers of pi. And we had a couple of kindergartners try and enter that, so that was pretty neat. And we have Spirit Fridays. So, that's a day when the kids can wear the veterans t-shirts, or we had a unicorn day once, which I know Destiny loved. And we've had a lot of fun things with that. And now our school nurse, Miss Huey's going to talk. I love this photograph. This shows you how our office can be pretty packed with kids, but she handles them all, and I told them to make sad faces for the picture. Go ahead, Karen.
All right, thank you, Mr. Fusco. You can go to the next slide, please. So just a hello, welcome, and this is my contact information. I think given the circumstances, any questions, concerns, or needing to talk to me, email would be the best. And then we can make a plan from there in terms of talking further on the phone, more than likely. Next, please. So I did want to say that I do recognize kindergarten as both an exciting and anxious time, not only for the students, but as well as the staff. So especially, given the circumstances with the added anxiety issues. So with that being said, I do want you to understand that I tend to coddle the kinder kids so that I can get to know them, get to know you, get to learn their needs, and get to learn your expectations as well as you learned mine. So I will call you probably more often than maybe a 4th or 5th grade child that comes in as a way of getting to know you and just continuing with the dialogue, with the communication. So if you get a call, don't go to that panic mode that something's wrong or that something happened. It may just be me I'm just calling for information on about X, Y, and Z. Next, please. So just some of the things to make your life easier and in turn make my life easier. Just some things to do to help your child have a successful year in terms of my office. So having a change of clothes available, accidents can happen on the playground, getting muddy in the cafeteria, spilled milk, or even in the bathroom. So if it's there and I can just go grab it and remedy the situation quickly, it alleviates a lot of anxiety. I do ask for healthy snacks each day and also ask that they be nut-free. As of now, I don't know about any not allergies, but I think it is best practice to sort of get in the routine of that. And please just always, if you need, if you move or change your phone number, just if you can let the school know so we always can get a hold of you. And then it really is best practice in case we can't get a hold of you for whatever reasons to have a backup number available as well. Next, please. So the must-haves in terms of state mandated information that I need from you for your child to come to school are, I need a physical exam from you for the school year, as well as up-to-date immunizations and a dental exam within the last 6 months of the start of the school year. I do understand that things are going to be more difficult getting that information or having them done. So, you know, just do the best you can. Let me know what's going on, you know, and we can work it out together. Lead testing is also part of the information that we need. And then emergency forms, if I can get those, you know, pretty much back the next day, it really provides me a lot of valuable information in terms of how to get a hold of you, what allergy your child has, what medical conditions your child has, you know, what medications they may be on. So it just, it's an important piece of paper. And again, the contact information, I can't stress enough, just, you know, that we have phone, address, and email information. You can go ahead next, Mr. Fusco. So just to let you know that we will be doing vision and hearing screenings for the kinders. Again, sort of working on how that's going to look this year, you know, given the current situation. So go ahead next, please. So just asking and informing you that I do give medications at school. They can be as needed meds, you know, inhaler, EpiPens, or they can be daily meds. Just need paperwork completed. Just if you can get in contact with me, we can get that set up for you. Any medical concerns that you may have for your child, please contact me so we can get a plan underway. And then I also always encourage the parents, if you have any concerns and you don't think you should call, please do, because then that's just another way of us sort of communicating, getting to know one another. Next, please. I did want to just mention that we are, as Mr. Fusco said, we are in the planning phases, and that, you know, the school nurses have been meeting. We have been discussing a lot of what ifs kind of questions. But again, we're just waiting on the guidelines. Put masks in there just to reiterate, you know, proper fit in terms of snug but not too snug, that it fits around the nose and the cheeks, that the straps, when you take them off, you take them off by the straps, and then wash them after and wash your hands after. Just a reminder in terms of things that we can do to help us stay healthy, given the times, you know, a lot of stuff that we do anyways, but just more important, obviously, for now. Just encourage your child and keep teaching about the hand washing, hands away from the face, social distancing. And then I'm anticipating new guidelines in terms of staying home if you're sick. So sort of stay tuned for that. And the resource that I find very helpful is the CDC website. Just a lot of valuable information. So any questions, I would suggest you check it out there. And next, please. So just thank you for coming and listening, and welcome to veterans. And again, email me with any concerns or questions.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Lambert, you're up. Can't hear you, Christy.
Sorry, guys, I froze for a second.
Oh, all right, good.
I'm back. Hi,
I thought I was
everyone.
gonna have to do that.
Oh, gosh. I'm Christy Lambert. Like Mr. Fusco said before, I am the reading coach here at Vets. This is my 8th year. I've been the reading coach for 3 years, and I also have an incoming 1st grader and a 4th grader, which is really hard for me to believe. It seems like yesterday she was walking into Mrs. Coughlin's classroom. So I can't speak highly enough about our kindergarten program. They're all very skilled teachers. So you are really lucky to be entering either classroom. Can you hit the next slide, Mr. Fusco? Thank you. So I'm just going to talk very briefly about our literacy program. We have a core program that we use called Reading Street. We use that for our whole group instruction, vocabulary instruction, and reading comprehension. We also will be focusing heavily on phonemic awareness when your 5-year-old enters kindergarten in the fall, and that's the ability to hear and manipulate sounds and words. It's a pre-reading skill. You do not have to know how to read in order to practice your phonemic awareness, and in a couple slides you'll see some ways that you can do that at home. We also, in addition to phonemic awareness instruction, provide phonics instruction, and that's really how your child learns the sounds that match with the letters, how to put those sounds together to form words. And believe it or not, they will be reading by the time that they leave kindergarten, whether we are teaching them remotely, a combination of remotely or in the classroom.
She froze on us. Any of my kindergartner teachers want to jump in?
Of course. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The weather just got horrible here, so that might be Christy's problem. So just to...
Oh, go ahead,
Hi,
Liz.
Christy, you back? No, go ahead. We just stopped hearing you when you were discussing that we're going to be teaching reading no matter what modality we're going to be using. So,
and I kept going. Oh my goodness. It looks like a storm's coming in.
Yes.
I wonder if that's
it's
the
really
problem.
bad in Marblehead right now.
All right, I'll go quickly. So we'll do phonemic awareness instruction. That's the ability to hear the sounds in words and manipulate them. They'll learn how to decode, which is matching those letter sounds to the actual letter. We'll do literacy centers, and that's differentiated small group instruction. Every student gets what they need, and we'll figure out how that's going to look if we are still remote. And then we have Lexia, which is something that will be heavily used both in the classroom and especially if we are remote. That's also differentiated and at each student's independent level. And then they'll do a series of writing activities and lessons in kindergarten. They'll be journaling, writing an opinion piece, a narrative piece, and an expository informational piece. And these are just a few things that you can do to help your child at home prepare for kindergarten this summer. The most important thing you can do to help your child's literacy is to read to them every night, even if it's for 10 to 20 minutes. That really helps build their vocabulary. You can practice letter names and sounds with letter cards, match uppercase and lowercase letters. We'll be sending home the kindergarten sight words for you to practice to get a jump start if you're interested. You can play rhyming games. That's one of those early phonemic awareness skills that's really important. You can practice building their first sound fluency. Like what's the first sound you hear in dog, cat, other words are fine as well. You can certainly help practice writing their first name, and Mrs. Donovan is going to take over in a second telling you about math, and one way you can help with that is by practicing counting 1 to 20 and identifying numbers 1 to 10. Mrs. Donovan?
Hi, yes. Again, my name is Janet Donovan, and I'm the math coach at Veteran School. I'm talking about some of the skills that your children will be learning this year, or next year, I should say. I want to talk about the number one way that you can help and support your child in their math, and that is really just having a positive attitude about math. Latest research has really shown that a positive attitude and a positive mindset about math really makes a difference in students' achievement. So if you are somebody who math wasn't really your thing when you were in school, that's okay. I would just caution you in how you share that with your child. And if they come home with a paper and ask for help and it looks unusual to you, instead of saying, I never learned this math, maybe kind of turn the conversation around and say, well, can you teach me about what you're learning in math? So that really is the number one way that you can help, is just having a positive attitude about math. And so in kindergarten this year, your child will be learning one-to-one correspondence to 20. They'll be writing numbers to 20. They'll be pairing numbers with quantities, and then they'll be counting to 100. They'll know their addition and subtraction facts to 5, and then they'll be adding and subtracting within 10. And then I think it's after the holidays, they'll be working with numbers. 11 to 19, they're teen numbers, which are typically tricky for some kids. So any help that you can give there. I forgot to tell you the name of our math program. That would help. It's called Math and Focus. It's a Singapore approach. And the overarching real focus and goal in our math program is really having our students with a lot of hands-on, concrete materials, learning those concepts, using manipulatives so they have a deep understanding of what they mean. Because initially, especially in kindergarten and first grade, numbers are very abstract to kids. So one way that you can help is, again, making it fun, being positive when you go to the beach. If you're counting shells, you know, that one-to-one correspondence with sea glass, anything you have at home, pennies, Cheerios, you name it. And just, again, make it fun. In measurement and data, they will be describing and comparing two shapes, the color, the size, and the shape. And the two-dimensional shapes that they'll be learning: circles, squares, rectangles, triangles, and hexagon. And the 3D shapes are cubes, spheres, cones, and what's the last one say? I can't see it, actually. Thank you. Okay. All right. This is something you may see. This is a 10 frame. So as we all know, that our number system is based on the number 10. And so that's a really foundational skill that we really want kids to be solid on. So they'll be learning all their combinations of 10. 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 6 and 4, 5 and 5. And they'll be using this template. This one represents, you can see 6 and 4. And then they'll know that when it's full, it's 10. And this really kind of builds to their place value work. And the next slide talks about what you can do at home. Make it fun. I can't say that enough. Just have fun in the kitchen. There's so much math in the kitchen. They can help you bake, cook. They can play cards, dice. If you want some suggestions for cards and dice game, I have a couple of booklets, so don't hesitate to reach out. Play Uno, truck, dominoes, coins, poems. They can play store, Mancala. They love Mancala. With marshmallows, they can build shapes and, you know, skip counting in the car. Use it every minute. And again, just be positive and make it fun.
All right, thank you, Janet. One of the things I would love if all the kindergarten parents were able to get on, but Class Dojo is an app that we use at the veteran school. Both my kindergarten teachers use it a lot. And you will be able to sort of see what's going on in your child's classroom, but you'll also be able to get updates from me on what's going on school-wide. Right now we're doing a virtual Olympics for all the kids, and a lot of the ways that kids are going to be letting us know that they completed any of the events will be through Class Dojo. So it's been a real help during this whole virtual learning that we've been doing. So basically just download the app, Class Dojo, and then you can look up Veterans Memorial School in Gloucester, and then I'll just admit you onto it, and then you'll be able to check out all that's going on. Like I said, the YMCA does have an after-school program here. I think it's really well done. They'll watch your child. They can watch your child for just an hour if your pickup is at 4 or right up until 6 p.m. The program, I get to watch the program every day, just being in the school. And I think it's a really good program. I think the kids have a lot of fun. Kids get their homework done there. So if that's something you would like to avail yourself of, I would call the YMCA and ask for Miss Tower. She can certainly give you some direction. Now, that being said, we're not sure what the coronavirus plans are going to do to either limit it or anything else. My assumption is that they're going to keep after-school programs in some form or another. I'd be surprised if they just outright canceled them. And PTO, Christy?
Yeah, we'd love to have some new members. You can see listed here our officers. Natalia's joined us for almost 6 years now, and we have a lot of fun. She's been helping out since her niece was in kindergarten. We are responsible for fundraising and doing a lot of enrichment activities for the school. We sell vets gear that I'm sure your kindergartners will want starting in the fall. Sweatshirts, t-shirts. We have usually an ice cream social to start off the beginning of the year. I'm not sure what that's going to look like this fall, but we'll figure out something. We have different family events that you can attend. The Halloween Hop. We've done hot dog bingo. We just try to do as much as we can for our families so that we can come together as a community, but we could always use more help. We're very friendly and an accepting group, so we'd love for you to join us.
Thank you. All right, so here's some really just what I think is very important information. What you can do. So we don't know what direction we're going in with the learning for next year, what that's going to look like, but we're going to know soon. From what I hear, it's going to be middle of June. They're going to let us know. So it's going to be, the information's going to be complicated. So please, when you get something from the school, read the whole email. Really pay as much close attention as you can to our communication. Everything I send out in an email, I usually put out onto the Class Dojo. I'll do all school-wide messages on your phones. The website is a great place to look at too. Also on the website is emailed addresses for everyone who's on this call today. So those are really important things. That's like the main thing, is just try and keep up with us for all the communication, because you really wouldn't want to be trying to start the first day of school off. And, we're going to need everybody to have a pretty good idea of what this whole thing's going to look like, or it's just going to be really difficult on staff and students. If you could have your child practice wearing a mask over the summer, just for some more extended periods of time, so they're used to it. I mean, I've seen a lot of things on the news where parents are saying it's too much to ask a kid to wear a mask, and I agree. But I will say, one thing I've learned 25 years of being in the business is kids are incredibly resilient. So we might be projecting that because it's going to be hard on us to all wear masks, but the kids are pretty good about handling stuff like that. So, the more we can get them used to it, I think that's good. I also want to sort of pledge to you that I'm going to find as many ways during the day for the kids to have some time with their masks off. I think we want to give everybody that chance to kind of decompress, and have some chances where they could get outside, maybe get their masks off. Of course, all being supervised and everything else. But that's something I'm already trying to formulate in my head and with my staff. Other key thing is call me with any questions or concerns. I'm going to be around all summer. I'll give you my number at the end of this, but you can always email me. You can call me. No question is too silly. I will get right back to you. I think my vacation was canceled, so I'll probably be around. The other thing is to just, if I know you're going to be worried, and if you are choosing to send your child to school in the fall, with whatever program we have set up, it's important that you don't project your nervousness and worry onto your kids, because we're going to be working on that here at school too. But we do want this to be a very special time for your child. Kindergarten, it's the start of their school life. So, if you're nervous, you can always come and talk to me. You can talk to the nurse. You can talk to Miss Fullerton. We got all sorts of people who will talk to you about it and help you with that. But if you're talking to your child, try to keep things really positive, because we know how kids are really, really perceptive about that. So if they see that you're upset and that you're worried, they're going to be upset and worried. So that's really important. And then next steps. So every year in the summer, we have a thing called Countdown to Kindergarten, and that's citywide program where all the kids go to City Hall and they meet the mayor, and all the kindergarten teachers are there, all the principals are there, and they get backpacks, and it's a really great, fun thing. They get to take a ride on a bus, and do all sorts of fun stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but there is a group already planning Countdown to Kindergarten in one way or another. So you'll be hearing more about what Countdown to Kindergarten is going to look like. I'm also thinking about setting up tours of the school. So, before school starts, maybe it might just be myself and your family, and I'll give you a time to come in, and we'll give you a quick tour of the building so you can take a look inside the classrooms and everything else. So that probably wouldn't be until August. And I will certainly keep you up to date on that as well. Again, you can call us. We really do welcome your questions. Sometimes parent questions are things I haven't thought of before. And I think there's going to be a lot of that going on. So here's my cell phone number, so you can call or text me. Just make sure you identify who you are in a text. And then Miss Davis, my secretary, you can always call her as well. That's at the school. But leave a message. We check the voicemails all the time. And again, the website has all the numbers and all the email addresses. I'm going to go switch out of screen sharing. Okay, great. And do any of the kindergarten teachers want to just add something? Liz or Carolyn, anything you'd like to add?
I think you did a great job covering everything. I'm happy to answer any questions that people may have. We do have a curriculum night after we start school. So once your child gets going in the classroom, in October, you'll be invited to come and hear about the specifics that we're working on in reading and math and all of the programs that we're using. I think once we come together as a classroom community, it'll make more sense what we're really getting into in the classroom.
And we'll go over a typical routine and anything missing for spare clothes, and information for parents would be sometime in September.
Great, thank you. Do the parents have any questions that they'd like to ask us? Wow. You did a good job. That's good. Like I said, you know, unfortunately, there's just not a lot of answers. And, you know, but I think it's important that you get to meet all of us and see what we're about. I love this school, and I think our kindergarten, they'll tell you I'm competitive. So I think we have the best kindergarten around. So, and the best teachers and nurse and secretary. Did I forget anyone? If I forget someone, I get into a lot of trouble. All right.
Very fun animated principal.
Thank you, Carolyn. So thank you, everyone. And look for any information from the school. We'll be talking. Thank you. Bye.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, everyone.
Tell Katie I said hi, Mr. Beltran. There's Katie. Katie, I miss you so much. Hi, Katie.
I miss you.
Hi, Katie.
We all miss you, Katie. I heard you've done a great job with remote learning. I'm so proud
Yes,
of you.
excellent work.
We are so
Thank
proud of
you.
you. Are you going to come out for the parade on tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's the parade, right? So come out and look for us.
I'm going to do it.
You bet. All right, good. So long,
Bye,
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Welcome.